Artificial Sun, Chapter 17. Swords clashed against one another during training. Luthor had become ruthless when it came to his warriors, and that included the fledglings. Althea wiped the sweat off her brow and wiped her hands on the side of her trousers. The wooden sword she used to train was discarded a few paces away from her. While she was the best fighter in Edigene, the battlemen were skilled swordsmen. She was aware that they were no longer good in battle, but their techniques were impeccable. She had just finished sparring with one of them and was about to take a break when a familiar figure swaggered towards her.
Care for a round?
Azura asked, loosely swinging her wooden sword in her hand. Althea frowned, and her eyes involuntarily wandered to her gorillas, who were indulging in a pile of fruit not too far from her.
Oh, relax,
Azura said, once she followed Althea's gaze.
I'm not going to do anything to your creatures.
Althea eyed Azura for a few more seconds before she walked to her sword and picked it up.
I suppose one round can't hurt?
They were at it not much later. Their swords clashed and connected with one another rather than their skin, and Azura grew increasingly frustrated because she couldn't gain the upper hand.
Why did you heal me?
She eventually asked, bringing her sword down, only for it to be blocked by Althea's own. Althea shoved Azura's arm back, out of breath.
We're a group,
said Althea. The battlemen wouldn't take them seriously if there was division. Althea wouldn't mind watching Azura wither away, but another part of her knew that she could never do it.
I suppose.
Azura swung low, and Althea lunged back, missing the hit.
Do you trust the battlemen?
almost as little as I trust you.
Azura was on the offense, and Althea was on the defense. The picture of their relationship.
It looks like you trust them more than me, actually. You can't even look at me, and neither can your friends.
They're their own people. I prefer to keep my distance from the one who killed one of my gorillas.
Althea knocked the side of her sword against Azura, who didn't dodge in time. Frustration brewed in Azura's chest.
I thought so.
She scoffed.
Gorillas are wild. You will never tame them.
They're not my pets. We're companions. They are my gorillas and I am their human.
Typical. The perfect answer. Everyone seems to think you're perfect. It's only a matter of time before they see what you really are.
Ha! And what's that?
Althea asked, with a scoff, as she evaded a blow from Azura.
You're nothing but a cold-blooded killer.
She tried to swing with all her might, but once again could not touch Althea. Her frustration turned to anger.
Why? Why do you hate me so much?
Althea asked, lowering her sword. Azura succumbed to her emotions, evident by the anger and despair that etched onto her face. Azura screamed out.
Because it's your fault he's dead.
Grunner knew what he was doing when...
I wasn't talking about him.
Azura nearly trembled. Whether of anger or sadness, Althea didn't know. As tears glistened in Azura's eyes, realization dawned on Althea.
Pellinor?
Althea asked. Azura turned her face and dropped her wooden sword.
We're done training.
Azura's voice was soft, defeated. She tried hard to blink out the tears in her eyes, and scowled at Althea when she stepped forward.
Azura, I didn't mean to kill him.
Althea's voice was gentle, laced with guilt and an unsettling realization.
I hope you can believe me when I say I'm really sorry. And if I could turn back time, I would.
You can't turn back time.
Azura suddenly snapped, stepping back.
He's gone.
Her voice cracked, betraying her anger.
And everyone hates me for trying to get justice.
Killing my gorilla wasn't justice.
Althea said, taking another step forward.
It was anger and hurt at me that you took out on them.
How could you name him that?
Azura asked, finally looking at Althea. It was the first time Althea saw her so vulnerable.
Did you not think of the hurt it could cause?
Azura, I didn't know.
Azura stepped back. She didn't want to hear Althea explain herself, because she didn't want to forgive her. The hatred Azura had for Althea was the only thing that kept Pellinor alive. Their love for each other, though secret, was true. She couldn't go to bed without seeing his face in her mind, his sad eyes, and his curly hair. Pellinor wasn't the type of man Azura typically found herself interested in, and everyone in Edagene knew of her ways, and even went as far as to brand her as a harlot. Not Pellinor, though. He'd seen her, and she'd let him. He was the only one she could be herself around. Their relationship started roughly a year before his death. She was missing him from the bonfire, and he had stumbled into her dorm, where he found her in tears. He had been looking for her to see if she was okay. According to him, he had always had a thing for her, but couldn't let it be known because Ambrose was his best friend. She was crying that night because she overheard some of the younger fledglings calling her nothing but a common whore. Even though she heard it all before, that night she had reached her breaking point. Pellinor was kind and caring, and he tried his best to make her feel better. After that night, their relationship began. They were in love, and the fact that their love was a secret made it much more exciting. They would sneak out when everyone was asleep. He would take her flying. She loved flying. They spoke about their dreams, how they would fight side by side in the Queen's army. Pellinor always said she was the strong one. She didn't feel very strong when he died. She didn't even get to say goodbye. One moment a Titan bear knocked her out. The next, she was in her dorm. Nothing prepared her for the news she would later receive.
I don't care if you didn't know. You did it.
The fire that blazed in Azura's eyes was similar to the one that itched in her fingertips.
I will never forgive you. Do you understand?
While Althea was empathetic, it was evident that the hurt of losing Pellinor was too great for Azura to bear. Pushing her would not be a solution.
Then so be it.
Althea nodded. Her heart cracked at even the slightest thought of losing Flynn, so she could only imagine the pain Azura was experiencing.
Just know that I've lost a loved one at your hands too.
She walked past Azura, who finally allowed a single tear to slip from her eye. Arielle's fingertips drummed on the side of her throne, expressing her anxiety as one of her subjects stood before her to make their case.
Your Grace.
The woman inched closer towards the throne, with a voice so soft that the queen almost hadn't heard her.
Rebels have raided my shop and stolen my supplies. I am a healer, you see. How am I supposed to heal anyone with no supplies and no money?
Her voice shook with both fear and sadness. Arielle sighed under her breath before she smiled gently.
I apologize for the attack on your shop, and I am thankful that you remain loyal to the crown in spite of it,
she said, but before she could continue, the shopkeeper spoke again, her voice meek.
They also...
Her voice wavered, and she had to take in a deep breath to control it before she spoke again.
While I was out in the garden gathering herbs, my daughter was in her nursery.
Her breathing was shaky, but she continued in spite of it.
They found her, but I was too late to save her. Despite what they did to me, they let me live, and that is the greatest torture of all.
A heaviness hung over Arielle, and it was prevalent in both her face and her voice when she asked,
How old was she?
3 months old, Your Grace. My husband died just before she was born.
How did he die?
Fighting for you, Your Grace.
Arielle's eyes shut tightly for a few seconds.
I will have someone restock your shop. Place 5 of my Queen's Guard around it and repay all that you have lost 3 times over.
The royal treasurer, Luca, spared Arielle a stern glance. Surprise and gratitude washed over the shopkeeper's face, and she stammered over her words.
Thank you, Your Grace. You honor me with more than I could possibly ask.
Honor cannot bring your daughter back, I'm afraid.
Arielle's voice was solemn. Her fingertips finally rested, no longer drumming on her throne.
I am sorry for your loss, and I wish you the best for your future.
She nodded in dismissal, and the shopkeeper was ushered out. It wasn't long before both Luca and Cedric stepped forward from their positions at the bottom of the throne.
Your Grace, we don't have the funds to waste on such trivial matters.
Luca instantly began speaking.
Replenishing her supplies and allowing her 2 Queen's Guard members would have been enough. There was no need to...
How many more?
Arielle interrupted Luca, looking at Cedric when she spoke. She elaborated when she saw the confused look on his face.
People. How many more people are waiting for me?
About 400, Your Grace.
Cedric said. His upper lip was sporting a slight mustache, which did a good job of softening his frown.
400.
Arielle said under her breath. She stood up.
I'm tired. Send for one of my advisors to see 60 more, and send the rest home before it gets too dark for them to travel,
she told Luca. Despite Luca's obvious displeasure at the Queen's generosity, he nodded and walked off.
Your Grace.
Cedric started to say, but Arielle interrupted him.
I know, Cedric.
She spoke softly as she descended from the throne. Her eyes were sad.
Burning Azura has turned cities against me.
With determination in her voice, she said,
But it needed to be done.
They began the trek to her bedchamber.
Was there no other way?
Cedric asked. Arielle contemplated for a moment. Was there another way? A way in which the threat to the crown continued to live in Azgarok, unharmed? Possibly, in the past. Her eyes traveled to her stomach for just a second before she looked at the walls.
No.
She said in a clipped manner. There was no other way to ensure her baby's safety. The bump was growing, slowly but surely. She would only be able to hide her bump for a month longer, perhaps a month and a half if she was lucky. She passed Rowan in the hallway, and he nodded politely, almost coldly, as he passed her. She felt a clench in her chest.
Have any of the suitors made contact?
She asked Cedric, trying to forget the look of hurt, the betrayal on Rowan's face.
They have. Most are joining for the upcoming banquet, and then you can make your decision.
Good.
Arielle smiled, but her eyes didn't crinkle in the corners as they usually did.
This is an important decision to make, Your Grace.
Cedric added.
You must choose someone your people will accept in order to avoid any further unrest in the cities.
I will not base such a decision on the emotions of the cities.
Arielle irritably stated.
If they're unhappy, I'll burn them to the ground as well. They should not tempt my fury.
I'm afraid, as a diplomat, I must warn you that the path you're going down is a dangerous one.
Cedric said as they reached her bedchamber. He pushed open her door and said,
If you burn down everyone who dares to oppose you, one of these days you will be a queen of nothing.
Arielle paused with her hand on the frame of the door. She carefully heeded his words, but considered her position again. She had to show her power. People had to fear her. They would not respond to reason or kindness. She met his eyes with a headstrong expression.
Perhaps.
She smiled softly, as if mocking his words.
But I will still be queen.
Before Cedric could say anything else, she closed the door. The moon illuminated the sky, but still hid Luthor's worry as he stood at the foot of the camp, keeping his eyes ahead. Footsteps dug into the dirt behind him, but he didn't turn to look at the person.
How are you?
Ameera asked, not daring to go nearer. She knew Luthor was avoiding her, but she didn't know why. Did his hatred for women run so deep that he would refuse friendship as well? Luthor considered lying to her, but his mouth poured out words quicker than he could comprehend. My people are going to battle soon. I'm not sure if they're ready. He didn't face her. It was terrible enough that his voice held a sliver of vulnerability. He wasn't going to let her see his face as well.
But you're the battlemen.
Her voice was meek, not very encouraging.
You're skilled killers, seasoned warriors, and great in battle.
We haven't been. Since my father died. The autumn breeze gently brushed his hair back. I'm not a very strong leader, he confessed, unsure of why he was even telling her this. Somehow, he knew she wouldn't judge him. My father was ruthless and strong. His enemies wouldn't even dare stand up against him. He finally looked at her and scoffed. You and your people would be dead by now.
Then I'm thankful that you're not your father.
Ameera said as she finally stepped forward. Luthor looked aside, but didn't move away from her. She continued.
You're not a weak leader. You're confident and wise. You choose mercy over death. Very few are clever enough to do that.
Luthor didn't say anything. He didn't want to tell her that the only reason he spared the scout was because she asked. He couldn't deny her, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to anymore.
You're worried because people's lives are in danger.
Ameera observed.
You know they're fighting for you out of free will, but you also know that many will die.
He nodded, his jaw clenched, as if it would control the whirlwind of emotions and panic in his mind.
You chose to spare us because Althea can heal.
I don't care about her healing powers. I have 7,000 in my army. She could probably heal 20 successfully before death would occur. I spared you because it looked good.
Luthor deadpanned, looking at Ameera with hard eyes.
I wanted you all dead from the start. Why do you think I sent my toughest warrior to battle Flynn?
Why didn't you kill us regardless?
She asked him, tilting her head slightly.
You're the leader, the decision is yours.
She pulled her pocket knife and put it in Luthor's hand before thrusting it towards her chest.
Why don't you do it now? Make it easy for yourself.
Luthor's fingers curled around the hilt of the blade, but it didn't faze him. Ameera's hand enveloped his, her grip tight. She held the blade a few inches from her chest. He looked at their intertwined hands before meeting her eyes. For a fleeting moment, he felt the urge to plunge the knife into her chest, to put an end to the torment he endured with just her presence. Their close proximity tangled his thoughts as if he drank ale or mead, but he was sober enough to pull his hand away, step back. "I can't," he confessed in a low voice. Ameera must have been a witch or a sorceress who had trapped him. He couldn't think straight in her presence, and he couldn't bear the thought of her joining the battle. He couldn't.
You are not your father.
Ameera shook her head slowly, lowering their hands.
You're a different ruler, a better one. You know justice, but you know mercy as well. You can lead your people into battle. You know you can.
How can you believe me? You hardly know me. His voice was broken.
I know enough.
Luthor looked at Ameera and smiled softly. His eyes were softer than she'd ever seen it, and his gentleness showed. She wanted to hold his hand or embrace him, but before she could even consider it, he stepped back with a nod. "Good night, Ameera."
Wait.
She raised her voice a bit, and he turned to her.
I want to learn to fight like you.
"I have men who can train you." He was desperate to get away from her and away from her spell.
I want to fight like you. I want to learn from you.
He swallowed, weighing his options. He wanted to stay far from her, but it could very well be their last few days alive. Sighing, he conceded to her once again. "As you wish." Althea's feet dug dirt into the ground, crunching the fallen autumn leaves beneath her shoes. Her Titan companion stayed close, but almost blended into the night. Althea looked at the scout, who was bound to a tree. The dirt that accumulated on his face and body was thick. He looked up upon hearing her footsteps and smiled falsely.
I suppose I should feel lucky that such a beautiful girl is gracing me with her presence these final nights.
She ignored him and got onto her knees, holding out a pouch of water to his lips.
Drink,
she commanded. He didn't hesitate, drinking the cooling liquid without the use of his hands, which were tied behind his back. The scout swallowed and gasped as the pouch was retracted.
Why are you helping me?
He asked.
It's not about you,
Althea said, clipping her pouch onto her trousers.
I need to know what you're planning.
He scoffed.
And why would I tell you?
Before Althea could respond, Bo, Longclaw, and Leona cast a shadow over Althea as they stepped nearer to her. The man paled.
You're not a battleman.
It was a question, but it came across as a statement.
No. My friends and I were fledglings of Edogene. We're now allies with the battlemen.
Unconvinced, the scout's eyes wandered back to the gorillas.
And them?
They are mine, and I am theirs.
They're Titan gorillas.
So?
Titan gorillas don't belong north.
And you don't belong here.
She leaned forward so that she was eye level with him.
Tell me what you're planning and I can help you escape.
You would risk your alliance?
The scout asked. When Althea's gaze didn't waver, he laughed, though she didn't find anything amusing about the situation they were in.
Very well.
He leaned back.
The Snow Clans plan to attack the battlemen. We have united under one banner and one leader, Jess. He's a reasonable man, but Luthor is not. You understand our predicament.
When do you plan this attack?
I'm not stupid enough to tell you.
The scout looked at her, his eyes weak, yet mocking.
How many of you are there?
Althea wasn't deterred by his unwillingness to cooperate.
Enough to wipe this clan out,
the scout said. He leaned his head back against the tree.
We're done here, little fledgling.
The nickname caused Althea's jaw to clench. She stared at the scout for a short while longer, analyzing him. Eventually, she stood up. She stepped back a few steps before the scout spoke again.
You aren't going to help me escape?
He tauntingly asked.
You didn't give me enough information.
Althea didn't look back as she said this, only earning another laugh from the scout.
Sleep tight, you and your gorillas. You never know when your last night may be.
Artificial Sun, Chapter 17.